We tried Cunard for the first time on their newest ship, Queen Anne. Historically, we've sailed more with P&O Cruises, and Cunard, generally speaking, costs more. So the question is, were they worth the extra money, and would we sail with them again? Stick around and let's find out. Walking onto Queen Anne for the first time, we were immediately struck by how bright and open it felt. There's a calm elegance. It's also modern and welcoming, but not intimidating and overly formal. One of the real highlights for us was the pavilion pool. It was gorgeous. Honestly, we think it's one of the most beautiful pool areas we've ever seen on any cruise ship. Calm, serene, and a premium feeling. No kids running around screaming. It just felt really peaceful and a great place just to relax. If you enjoy a wraparound promenade for a scenic walk, Queen Anne isn't going to win first prize. Most of the views are obscured by lifeboats, completely understandable. That said, the aft of the ship has some genuinely lovely views, and we found ourselves wandering back there several times to enjoy them, even if it was freezing cold in mid-December. Overall, the ship is well laid out and easy to navigate, which is important when you're exploring a larger vessel. For us, Queen Anne struck a real balance. Elegant, spacious, but not over the top. A question we get asked a lot about Cunard is attire. How formal really is it? Especially if you've never sailed with Cunard before, it can all feel a little bit daunting. During the day, it's all very relaxed. We didn't see anyone in full tracksuits or football shirts, but most guests were in casual t-shirts, jumpers and jeans. Comfortable, practical, and perfect for exploring the ship or heading ashore. That said, evenings were a little different. Cunard has two types of nights, smart nights and gala nights. On smart nights, the dress code is relaxed but polished. Think smart jeans, chinos, button-up shirts, casual dresses, that kind of thing. On gala nights, Cunard passengers are expected to go all out. Think suits, tuxedos, ball gowns, and cocktail dresses. It's the restaurants that particularly enforce this, but even in the bars, it's nice to dress up so you don't feel out of place. Some might see this as being a little bit posh or snobby, but honestly, we embraced it and it just made it feel like more of an occasion. For those that love that side of Cunard, it's just part of the charm, so it's good to go along with it. We booked the lowest grade cabin available, so I guess our expectations were modest. The modern facilities were impressive. It might seem minor, but the number of power outlets alone made life so much easier, something older ships often don't have enough of. The bathroom itself was reasonably spacious, with a large, well-organised shower cubicle that actually made getting ready a real pleasure. The bed was amazing. Honestly, the softest sheets we've ever had at sea. In terms of the balcony, it wasn't huge. That said, it wasn't really any different to what we had experienced on any of the cruise lines. It's more than enough just to sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice glass of wine whilst taking in those gorgeous sea views. So overall, even in the lowest grade cabin, it still feels modern, comfortable, and a little bit luxurious. Food is a huge part of any cruise, and to be completely honest, this is one of the points where Ben and I actually disagreed. Ben felt the food was more or less the same as what you'd expect on P&O Cruises, especially in the main dining room. He just felt it was all a little bit basic and not what he expected from Cunard. But for me, I honestly felt that the menu felt upscaled. Not massively, don't get me wrong, but it definitely felt enhanced when comparing to P&O. Maybe it was just a case of what Ben had just felt more kind of similar to what you'd expect on P&O Cruises, but the options that I had just felt better. One of the things we really enjoyed on Queen Anne was the variety of food venues. Don't get me wrong, there wasn't loads, but it was enough to keep things feeling fresh and new. For example, breakfast isn't just found in the main dining room or the artisan food hall buffet. You've got lighter options in the Corinthia Lounge and the Pavilion Wellness Cafe. For lunch, the Pavilion Grill serves up some of the nicest burgers we've ever had at sea. Genuinely, they were really nice and made to order as well. You could also get a really nice lunch in the onboard pub, the Golden Lion. We enjoyed it, and you know what? We ended up going there for our last evening meal as well, so it must have had an effect on us. For pay extra dining, we tried Britannia, which is an Indian fusion restaurant, and we absolutely adored it. Well executed, flavourful, and worth the price. We also tried Sir Samuel's Steakhouse for lunch. Again, it was an extra charge, but we always like a good steak whilst on a cruise. Now, while the food quality was high, it did come with some frustrations. We paid in advance for our booking, but found that many of the options came with extra charges. And shockingly, there was only one cut of steak available that was included in the prepaid price. Was it delicious? Yes, absolutely. But for an extra charge steakhouse, it felt crazy restrictive. In fact, we ended up skipping starters because of the hidden costs. It just honestly started the meal on a really bad note, and it's such a shame because overall, as I say, the food quality was good. For research purposes, we ordered room service breakfast, and honestly speaking, we were left very disappointed. It was cold, stale, and it was also missing bits too. In honesty, we've never been overly impressed when it comes to room service across all cruise ships that we've been on, so we'll probably never do it again, but as I say, we just thought it was worth a go so we could let you guys know our honest thoughts. So generally speaking, the food aboard Queen Anne was really good. We were really happy with it. There were those little quirks, but hey ho, it's one of those things. When it came to entertainment, Cunard is, well, different. You know, don't expect flashy West End style productions every night. It's more geared to classical, musical, experience-led shows. And honestly, it wasn't our cup of tea, but that's okay. There's lots of bars aboard, so we just ended up after our meal just going for a cheeky drink in a bar and just enjoying good conversation. We did go to see one of the shows in the theatre, which by the way is absolutely gorgeous, stunning theatre. The show was called Deck the Halls, and they clearly put a lot of effort into it. Was it cheesy? Yes, very cheesy, but it was a Christmas show, so you kind of expect that, and we really appreciated the amount of effort they must have put into it. Queen Anne also boasts the Bright Light Society, which most of the time is paid for entertainment. We went to see two shows. The first one was called Noir, and we absolutely loved it. It was brilliant. Essentially, it's a murder mystery theme and there's lots of singing, dancing, and audience participation. Don't worry, if you're worried about someone picking on you, they come around and vet everyone before the show starts. So if you're a little bit shy, just let them know and they will leave you alone. But honestly, for the $20 each, we felt it's well worth it. It even included a glass of champagne. We also watched Bittersweet Symphony. This one was a little bit more expensive at $35 each, but it did include 3 cocktails and some very small nibbles. The cast were really talented, and generally speaking, we enjoyed the show, but it did come with its problems, at least for us. It's a very stop and starty kind of show. So essentially, once they finish one segment, and once you've had one of the cocktails, they'll come around and interact with the audience, which is nice, but generally they're just asking what we felt about the taste, textures, and how the music combined with the cocktails made us feel, and that bit got a little bit samey, and it just felt like it really slowed the show down, which is a shame, but some may really love it. For us, it was we'll probably miss it next time kind of thing. Overall, the entertainment is of a high quality, and most of the passengers that we spoke to were really happy with it. Not generally speaking for us, but we're not very easy to please when it comes to that kind of thing. Now, when going on a cruise, it's really nice to be able to pamper yourself a little bit, and we love taking advantage of onboard thermal spas, so we were very keen to try out the one on Queen Anne. The facility itself is gorgeous. It's modern, fresh, and it's full of lots of facilities such as, you know, the regulars, steam room, sauna, hydropool, and some very quirky features that we also enjoyed. We bought the full cruise thermal spa pass for $198. Now, whilst we did enjoy it, If we were to do things again, we probably would have just gone for the $88 2-hour pass. Now, at the time, it felt like it was really good value, and it is. If you're going to use it consistently and it's one of the things that you really love to do, it is good value. But I guess similarly to a drinks package, if you take one out, you feel like you have to keep using it just to get your money's worth. And as much as the thermal spa is lovely, it can get a little bit samey after a while. So if we were to do it again, I think we would probably research a little bit more before committing to a full week. Also, a little top tip, if you've seen our vlogs, by the way, you will know about this. If you haven't seen our vlogs, make sure you check them out after this. I'll link them. Anyway, I digress. There is a free communal steam room that you can use in the gym changing rooms. So if a steam room is the highlight of your thermal spa experience, just know that you can actually use that completely for free. Well, included in your cruise fare. We almost went for a thermal spa and massage package. When we were quoted, it would have cost around $250 from memory, which we felt was pretty good considering that the thermal spa was going to cost $198 for the full week anyway. But as we were about to sign on the dotted line, we did notice in the T's and C's that gratuities would be added, and this would have been around 15%. Now, it's only an extra $40 or so, but for us, that took it over budget, and honestly, it just didn't feel transparent. I totally get that staff deserve tips, and essentially that is the main way they get paid in that kind of industry. But it just didn't feel transparent, and honestly, we felt a little bit conned. So in the end, we scrapped the massage and just stuck with the thermal spa. Would you have done the same? Let us know in the comments. So when it came to overall service, the crew were amazing. They were really friendly, approachable, and chatty as well. No one felt posh or snobby, it was all very relaxed. Differing from some of the other cruise lines that we sailed with, we really enjoyed the turn down service, if only for the little chocolates that you get at the end of every evening. The service at the afternoon tea in the Queen's room was exceptional as well. Everyone was dressed beautifully and the service just ran like clockwork. On my birthday, I even received a birthday card and also a birthday cake from the team at Britannia. And as we've seen in some of the comments, it's really nice to hear P&O Cruises do the birthday cards too. The service style itself reminded us a lot of P&O Cruises Aurora. A smaller ship, more space per passenger, and generally speaking, the crew just seemed to have more time for you, which differed to what you'd expect on, say, a bigger ship like Avia. While not dramatically more attentive than P&O, the small touches did make a difference. So let's start wrapping things up. Is Cunard worth the extra money? We'd say yes, but only just. From where I'm sitting, the extra money buys you a slightly more refined main dining room menu, well, unless you're Ben, a very elegant, modern and spacious ship, more space per passenger, and the extra little touches you get in terms of service, such as the turn down service and the little chockies you get at the end of every night. The other question was, would we sail with Cunard again? Absolutely, we would. Not every time, don't get us wrong, we're not going to change everything and say we're going to book Cunard every time. But for the right cruise, especially if it's more of a scenic cruise, we'd definitely consider booking with them again. We've really enjoyed it. It's got a really refined atmosphere without feeling snobby. The real question we keep asking ourselves is, are we a fan of Cunard or are we a fan of Queen Anne? For example, if we tried one of the older Queen ships, would we enjoy it as much? You know, is it more formal? If you've been on some of the other Queens, we would really appreciate your perspective. So please let us know in the comments what you think. Well guys, we really hope you've enjoyed this Cunard series. And like I said earlier, if you haven't seen the Cunard vlogs, make sure you check them out. They were so much fun. And there's lots more reviews and lots more tips included as well. Thanks for watching and stay cheeky, sailors.